Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham preview show for Match Day 32, MK Dons versus Wrexham AFC. Yes, it is the revenge game. Yes, think all the way back. Think all the way back to August 5th, 2023, when everyone was feeling great, coming up from the Football League, and our first game back, going to play against MK Dons at home at the STōK. Packed crowd, packed house. There was no temporary stand there, and guess what? We got smacked 5-3. Yes. So, as you can see in the thumbnail, it is the revenge game. And we're going to come at it. We're going to talk about it, what tomorrow looks like. Really excited about it. So smash a like on the video. Get involved in the Discord. Share, subscribe, everything. And on our way to 500 subscribers. So things are going really well for the channel. Meeting a lot of great people. Excited about that. But today, we're doing the match preview for MK Dons versus Wrexham AFC. So we're going to dive into this. But first, I want to take you all back to August 5th, 2023. It was our first game. It was our absolute first game of the season. And we lost 5-3. We had an own goal and 6 minutes in from O'Connell, who, by the way, has been fantastic coming back after getting up to full fitness. Own goal from O'Connell. Then Asa scored for them in the 10th minute. And then we scored by Jacob Mendy's 42nd minute. And then Jonathan Lecco scored 51st minute. And then 64th minute again for Lecco. Jordan Davies scored in the 82nd minute, and then Daniel Harvey, 94 plus, and then Anthony Ford in the 96th minute. And it crushed our day. It crushed our day coming back to the EFL League after 15 years, and it was a little bit of a punch in the face. Now, that lineup at the time was a lot different than what it is now, just because, people were coming back. We still have Ben Foster in goal. Well, not too much did it. Let me take that back. I actually take that back. It was Foster in goal. Barnett played. I don't think he started, though. Looks like he didn't start. I think Anthony Ford started. Yeah, Anthony Ford started. Royce Hasana was in the game. James Jones, Anthony Cannon, Elliot Lee. Billy Waters and Sam Dalby were up front for us. Tozer was in the middle. Stash was in there. And who else played? Was it I don't see any Maka in there. So Maka wasn't playing either. So very interesting. The stats were interesting too. We had 23 shots. We had 23 shots. They had 8. We had 6 on target. They had 6 on target. We had 64% possession. They had 36% possession. 544 passes for us, 310 for them. And we had 15 fouls. They had 9, so it was a really aggressive match coming back in. August, the sun was shining, probably bathing down during that time. 2 yellow cards to their 3, no reds. We had 5 corners to their 4. I mean, it was, you got 8 goals in a match coming up from EFL, and we lost. And, coming back, we want to get that good vibe feeling back. So this is the revenge game. And normally I don't like to live in revenge, and I'm going to get you, but we're going to get them tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to get them. So yeah, let's talk about this real quick. This MK Dons game, and it's going to be a rematch. Obviously, we're going down to their stadium, down to MK Stadium, and for me, it's another must win. A must win in regards to, I want to keep the momentum rolling. We got 2 in a row. Obviously, it was a fantastic win, 1-0 over the weekend on Saturday. And they're kind of on a roll too. MK Dons are no slouch. They are no slouch. And I feel like the Notts County win was indicative of the team and what we're doing. And this team right here, the one we're going up, MK Dons, who did they beat the other day? Sorry. By the way, they also played Gillingham at some point too. Let me check who they play. Who they played on the weekend. I know this. I should know this. They played Swindon Town and they won 2-1. So they played Swindon Town and they won 2-1. And the standings don't lie. I mean, we are in 3rd and they're in 5th. And we're not that much different of our the games we played and won and lost. So we played 31 games. They played one more game than us. They played 32. We played 31 games, 17 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses for us. Our goal diff is 16, and we have 58 points. We're in 3rd place. MK Dons, they played 32 matches. They've won 16, drawn 6, and lost 10 with a goal diff of 8 when they have 54 points. Their form is off and on, but also they're winning 3 out of 5 ain't bad for them. And although our form is winning 2 out of 5. 2 out of our last 5 league matches. So, and we're 3 points off the top. But this Tuesday games, this coming thick and fast. So I expect us to be ready for it after that big solid win on the weekend. I don't know what kind of changes Parkey will make. I think he might make a few changes. Some of the standouts for me were McLean, AO, O'Connell, and Barnett played fantastic. Middle of the park for me, I think he's going to have to go with Lee, Cannon, and probably JJ again. And up top, I'd give Palmer, and well, he's probably. I'd give Palmer and JM a start. Start those two because he's not going to play. He's not going to play Mullins and JM together. So I think he's gonna. I'd like to see Palmer get a start. Although Fletcher was fantastic, but give him a little bit of a rest. You know, these are short, 72 hours, whatever it is. I'd bring Mullins and I'd bring Fletcher off the bench for this match. If things go like they were last time, we could shot ourselves in the foot with the own goal by O'Connell, which is fine. But I still feel like we can have a solid lineup, and we didn't have AO by then. We didn't have AO back then too. So going into tomorrow's match, I'm reading the preview here of the MK Dons. Last, the rematch of the remarkable game of the first season. You might have noticed a bit of a fuss in North Wales last summer as Wrexham finally ended our exile and returned to the EFL. The opening fixture was meant to be a triumphant homecoming, but then MK Dons came along. Yes, they did. And they ultimate party pooper. The owners was, I think Ryan was there. I don't know if Rob was there. I just see a picture of Ryan on the thumbnail here. 5-3, we lost, and we're going to go back in. But the Wrexham angle looks like this. This is from Mark Griffith, and he said, "A week it is indeed a long time in football." Yes, and what I said yesterday is it's like 24 hours changed everything. We talk about that in our house here. But a week is like, whew, God, a long time in football. 7 days ago, Wrexham were licking our wounds after the fourth consecutive defeat, but 2 games and 6 points later, we find ourselves 3 points behind long-term league leaders Stockport County with a game in hand. And last Tuesday's vital, hard-fought win with Sutton stopped the rot. On Saturday, the latest installment of the rivalry with Notts, our new best enemies saw a return to that pleasing familiar sight. A confident Wrexham back viciously supporting, playing with control, and claiming a fine win. Now, there's been come under scrutiny of Parkinson and his plan B and how he manages the squad. But I feel like, a couple of shows ago, we said Parkinson will not be faced. He's going to continue with this project. He has the team in place, and I think we're prized to continue this continue this run. Having Barnett and JJ come in, for JJ coming in for the injured Gio. Don't have an update on him. No update on Stash. I know he's gonna have I haven't seen one on Stash. Haven't seen if he's back or gonna be back or a time frame or Gio's time frame. But having Barnett and JJ coming in, we have to have this rotation squad, I believe. Except I'll say at the back. Listen, I think Tozer's a good player. He's a soldier. He comes out, puts everything on the pitch. But I feel that O'Connell, and I hate to be flip-flop, and I feel like O'Connell really sets that back line up really well, having Boyle on his left and Cleworth on his right. I think Cleworth is leaps and bounds and doing really well. You see his progression and growth on the ball, heading the ball. And I think that having O'Connell next to him a little bit more mobile than Tozer. Tozer gets turned too much for me, but having him next to him, I think has been really great. And AO at the back communicating. It's fantastic. So I would also, let me put this out. I would also probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he rests Maka and starts Mendy on that left side. That would be very interesting. So what I'm basically saying is I want to see a little bit more rotation. I know it's not in Parky's style, but we have the players to do that now. And then when Gio comes back and Stash comes back, I feel like we have a more complete squad to rest people. Having JM up front, having Bolt there. Barnett was fantastic. Maybe Bolt to get a start, but there's options. There's a lot of options, and I'd like to say that rather than us not having options for this push. So I think this is going to be an absolute battle. Talking about our last meeting, the victory is not without challenges. Both Ryan Barnett and James Jones, who had been outstanding, broke down and will be doubts for MK Dons. Whoa. Okay, I just read that just now. Wow, this is the victory at MK Dons. Okay, the victory against Notts County. This is very interesting to me. The victory is not without its challenges. Both Ryan Barnett and James Jones, who had each been outstanding, broke down. It will be doubts for the MK Dons game. Okay, so I'm learning as I go here too. Gio also did recover from an injury, which forced him off at Sutton in time to the lineup on Saturday. However, the defensive injury is beginning to clear up. Phil Parkinson has deep reserves to call up, and an impressive cameos off the bench last week from Luke Young, Ollie Palmer, Jack Murray, and Jacob Mendy showed there are plenty of players raring to go. Okay, great. But See, maybe I should read the article first, but I didn't because I wanted to keep it fresh for you guys and keep my thoughts fresh, which is, want to keep the thoughts fresh and, keep moving forward to this. On that match, the Dons is looking at them. Let me pause right there. So are we saying that Ryan Barnett and James Jones, who had been outstanding and broke down, would be doubts for them? So that's very interesting. James Jones had a decent match, so we could possibly see Luke Young and Bolt starting there if we're gonna actually, if this is correct. So if there are doubts, I would see Luke Young and Bolt in the middle of the park. Bolt in the right side, and then Luke Young in the middle of the park. Captain's armband, So that changes. Reading that right there. So we need to use the rotation. Love to know how further out Gio is and Stash. Don't have that information. So the opposing view, this is on MK Dons. They talk about here on the website. The Dons have been operating as a one for you, one for me basis in 24 alternating wins and losses through their last 9 league matches. If they maintain that pattern, Wrexham will be more than happy, as MK Dons came into this match out the back of a win. Yes, they won on the weekend. Having ended a 23 of 9-game unbeaten run, which thrust them back into the heart of the promotion battle after autumn slump cost manager Graham Alexander his job. The Dons have been frustrated by erratic form, which had seen opportunities to strike for the top 3 squandered. This is the quote from the assistant head coach, Ian Watson. We want to string a few good results together. You can never predict in football. The results are a bit up and down at the moment, and we're looking for some to smooth them out. We're looking to improve as a club, the players and the staff. At this point in the season, you're starting to look how many games you have left. Every game becomes a bit of a cup final. As a result, you can fluctuate. You're naive, he goes on to say. If you think you're not going to have a bad spell or bad games, all teams have it. This run seems to be a bit of extreme because it's how results have been going. The league is full of good players and teams, and they're all desperate to do well. So they have a few injuries they talk about here. They have a few injuries. Obviously, they beat Swindon on the weekend. MK Dons, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just trying to take a look at here. On that note, it's like I feel like we have a real opportunity to put our string back together and put those 4 losses on 4 total losses together, cup and league behind us. Like I said it yesterday, that the wins we're getting are hard fought wins. They're not 2-0, 3-0. These are hard fought wins against good sides. And if we're going to continue to progress and move forward, not everything's going to be the cakewalk. And granted, Parkinson was like his 94th win in 150 matches. These wins are the ones that are the monumental stuff. And I'd rather see us. Sorry, let me say this right. I'm saying this armchair. I'd rather see us win the hard games rather than the easy ones. Those are fun. Those are great. But if you want to be great and good at things, you want to see what you're doing wrong and how to improve those things on what you're doing wrong, so you can make more, so you can do more right things. So if that makes sense. So yeah, if I'm a good free throw shooter, I will continue to do that. But if I know I'm not good with my left hand, which I wasn't, this is basketball terms, by the way, I'll work on my left hand because I want to improve on that. But I'll still continue to improve on my free throws. Or in soccer terms or football terms, sorry about that. Sorry, soccer. In football terms, you could say, hey, I'm not good with my left foot, so I'm going to work on that a little bit. My crossing, but I'm really great with my headers. So we continue to work on those things. So for us, I'd rather us find out what we're not doing right, fix those things, and we can improve and hopefully get promoted. Long-winded BS stories there, but hope that made sense. Okay, so tomorrow a Tuesday game, and there's other games that are playing. There's actually 3 other there's 3 other matches tomorrow. Wimbledon versus Crawley, Gillingham versus Stockport, and Walsall versus Morecambe. So the Gillingham-Stockport game is one we're going to have to watch tomorrow too, because obviously Stockport are top of the tree. And guess who we play next? We play Gillingham on the weekend. So that is something we need to look at. Gillingham are 11th, and they have played 32 games. They have, spotty. They've won 1, drawn 3, and lost 2 out of the last 6. So, but Gillingham, they're playing against Stockport, who are having a bit of a wobble themselves. So if they can take some points off Stockport, we win tomorrow. Things are moving, and then we play. Sorry, there's a hair up there. If we can play, Gillingham coming off the hard fought game during tomorrow's match, that's great. I'm up for that. That Saturday match, I'm really looking forward to it. Again, hope tomorrow I won't be doing the watch along. We do have special guests who are going to be doing the watch along for you. It's going to be Sheldon and Ivan. They're going to team up tomorrow and do the watch along for everybody. Again, I have a meeting, a work event that I cannot miss. So the gents are going to come in and they're going to watch the game with you. I hope everyone enjoys it. They're great guys. So please enjoy, be friendly to them. And I'm sure they're going to do a great job. So maybe you have a call in. I know Mike likes to call in. Hopefully he'll call in, and anyone else for that matter. So thank you for supporting the channel. And I apologize for not being able to be available tomorrow. But going back to the games, it's like, let's keep an eye on that Gillingham match and the Stockport match. Those have effects on all of us for top of the tree. And we're playing them on Saturday. So all big games. And then we go into Tuesday against FGR, against Forest Green Rovers. So thick and fast. I'd like to win tomorrow, go into the weekend. Maybe Gillingham can do us a favor, and then we'll smack Gillingham on the weekend. So, lots happening. So he says here too, this is Mark Griffith again. There are only 3 other games being played at this match as this match was rearranged due to our FA Cup adventure. The outstanding match sees leader Stockport make their tricky trip to Gillingham, who lurk 1 point off the playoffs. So Gillingham have a point to prove too. They want to stay in there. See this point, I think we're in the business end of the season, hands down, no matter what. And said by the assistant manager, MK DONS, every game is going to be a cup match. And it feels that way. And this league is so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable and so fun. But yeah, because Gillingham are 1 point off the playoffs, and he hopes Wrexham fans harbor of taking advantage of the county slip up has to be offset by the fact that we're making the trip on Saturday, the same trip on Saturday. So yeah, it's coming in, man. It's coming in. I'm pumped about it. This is great. I'm super excited. I'm so disappointed I won't be there for tomorrow's match, but I will be doing a Wrexham reaction for sure. You gotta believe it. Okay, so tomorrow some potential milestones. Ben Tozer's 500th league appearance for tomorrow. Could be playing. I don't know if he got on. Maybe he will. I hope if he gets his 500th tomorrow, fantastic. Luke Young's 500th career game. That's a lot of games for him. Luke Young's 250th career Wrexham match. Jordan Tunnicliffe, 325th career match. These are the milestones. And Aaron Hayden's 250th career game could be tomorrow. Sam Dalby's 150th league appearance if he plays tomorrow. And Max Cleworth, 75th league match. So out of those guys, I'd like to see Max get on. I think Luke, now that the Gio and the JJ, if they're not, obviously Gio's probably not fit. But if JJ's out, I think Luke's going to be in the middle of the park there. I wouldn't start Dalby like I mentioned. I would probably start. I'd probably start Palmer and I'd start JM. That's just me. So I guess if you're going to say if I'm knowing that information now after reading that article about possibles, it's going to be AO. I'd start Mendy. I'd go Boyle. I think he earned a spot. I go O'Connell and I go Max. On the right, I go Bolt. I go Young, Lee, and Cannon. Sorry, I think I said Evans earlier. Young, Lee, and Cannon. And I'd start Palmer and I'd start Jam. And at some point, you're probably going to bring in Mullen and you're probably going to bring in Fletcher. Now, granted, I think Fletcher did earn his position. I think his goal on the weekend and how he plays, his energy is fantastic. But he is he's 36 years old. So give the man a rest, and we can give him a little bit of a rest. It's no doubt that he doesn't earn his position. And I think, and maybe I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, that I think Bolt had a great game 2 games ago, and he didn't get a start. Barnett started, but I think that if you play well, you should earn your position. Whereas keep your position. That said, when you talk about rotation and people getting up in age and fitness, keeping their fitness at a high level, I think it's okay to make this change. So that's my starting lineup. Whether he'll do it or not, I'm not sure. But there is injuries. And if we get a couple more players back, like you get Gio back and you get Stash back, we have a really, really good, solid rotation of players that I feel really comfortable of us challenging, because challenging to go up, and challenging for the title. So, pressure happens. Not Stockport are not invincible. They can be beat. And they've proven to be solid and top of the tree for a long time, but they can be beat. We can be beat. Anyone can be beat in this league at any time. I mean, look what happened with us at Salford. So and Sutton and everybody. So all these teams are very, very, very tough. So Excited about that. All right. So just like I said, tomorrow will be the live watch along. The gentleman, Sheldon and Ivan, will be doing the watch along. I gave them the keys. So that should be fun. I think there's doing an afters. We were planning on doing this like group YouTube after show with some of the other guys, like the Welsh Beast and Horde with Sean. I think it's the Red Horde, sorry, and one other guy's channel. Maybe we'll do that on the weekend. But yeah, there's like a growing community of the Wrexham. I guess I'm a YouTuber. Wrexham YouTubers putting things together. That said, I love our community. I love what we're doing, and I love the support. So thank you all very much. And big game tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. I'll try to drop her in if I can during the match. Maybe you'll see me drop a little note in the chat. But tomorrow. I got to work. I apologize. But all right, big game tomorrow. MK Dons versus Wrexham AFC. It's the revenge game. Let's go get that 3 points. So on that bombshell, I will see